and welcome to Season 4, Episode 17 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in Lucha Underground history. Match number 34 on our list, which is a Cueto Cup Tournament semifinal match between Prince Puma and Fenix from the August 16th, 2017 edition of Lucha Underground titled The Cup Runneth Over. So we've talked about the Cueto Cup plenty of times so far in this season. 32-person tournament. Winner becomes the number one contender to the Lucha Underground Championship, getting that shot at Ultima Lucha Tres in a tournament that would ultimately be won by Prince Puma, where he would go on to defeat Johnny Mundo in a title versus career match at Ultima Lucha, only to then be challenged by Pentagon Dark, who's cashing in the Gift of the Gods Championship, resulting in a career versus career match for the title that would see Prince Puma lose the title. The same night he won it, very WrestleMania 9-esque, and ultimately leave Lucha Underground before signing with the WWE and going on to resume, his Ricochet persona. This match is just, everything great about Lucha Underground when it takes away the gimmicks. So many matches on this list are these big, wild, bloody, crazy, theatrical gimmick matches. But you also, it's Lucha Libre at its core, right? So you get some great, high-flying matches, and that's exactly what this is. These guys actually met for the Lucha Underground Championship after Prince Puma became the first Lucha Underground champion in Season 1. It was his first defense of the title. It was a fantastic contest that saw Prince Puma put Fenix away. Over the course of the next two seasons, I don't want to say we would see the downfall of Prince Puma because it would still be, successful, including winning this tournament, but he wouldn't quite hit the heights that he did as, being Lucha Underground champion. Fenix, on the other hand, we would see, rise much like a Phoenix, throughout those two seasons and become one of the faces of the promotion. He would get a 1 week run with the Lucha Underground Championship himself. And this with basically a dream match. The first match, we couldn't really call a dream match because, Fenix had kind of just started to be presented on Lucha Underground. But here we are 2 years out later. This is basically a dream rematch between two of the most athletically gifted people on the roster, that have only grown and been that much better since their initial encounter. And we talk about growing, and Fenix really shows that in spades in this match, as he has so much of Prince Puma's offense scouted. We get, the great opening athletic fest, you would expect between these two guys. Fenix hits a big super kick, tries to turn it into a more aggressive strike-based battle. That throws Puma off his game a little bit, and it's Prince Puma that actually has to go to the sky first, hitting a big tope con hilo to, up that intensity and that pace and turn it into a high-flying warfare type of match. Fenix, like I said, is so good at scouting Prince Puma's offense, having learned from their original match. He blocks the Regal Plex, which is a Prince Puma staple. Prince Puma always has this great, suplex sequence that he would do in his matches where he'd hit a Northern Lights suplex, roll it through into a big kind of like stalling vertical suplex. So they do that spot, but here Fenix turns the vertical into a Hurricane Rana for two, a really, really awesome near fall. And that, again, puts Prince Puma off his game, and he realizes that he has to change stuff up. Fenix came to this match clearly prepared, clearly having studied their initial encounter, so he would have to go deep into his offensive bag of tricks and actually start to borrow moves from others, which is something that I always love in professional wrestling. So he goes into the Rey Mysterio playbook. So, Rey Mysterio had sort of taken Prince Puma under his wing a little bit. They were, friends and also rivals, having competed in the main event of Ultima Lucha Dos. So Puma, he goes for the Rey offense. He hits a 619, he hits a seated senton. Fenix manages to rally through again a little bit, and, again, hit some of his signature offense. He would do the roll through Code Red, which if you watched my video a couple of episodes ago, I talk about him hitting that in the match against Johnny Mundo for the first time, and it's starting to incorporate it into his regular offense, and it looks great here. Again, Puma goes up to the top, tries to keep with that high flying, goes for a Phoenix Splash, and I love this so much because he goes for a Phoenix Splash against Fenix, so you would think Fenix would have that move countered, and he does. It's a big miss, and we get a great sequence leading to a super hot near fall here. where Fenix gets the springboard, step up spin kick in the corner, a German suplex, and a big kick to the back of the head. It's such a close two. The crowd's unglued for it. It really takes this match to another level, and it's absolutely great. Again, we talk about Prince Puma needing this varied offense. He hits a springboard enziguri, very Johnny Mundo-esque, right? Johnny Mundo being one of Prince Puma's pivotal rivals, all throughout the series, and essentially being the man, he's working his way to fight again at Ultima Lucha Tres through the Cueto Cup tournament. So I love that as well. We do get, a little bit of a disputed finish here, where Marty the Moth Martinez comes out and grabs Melissa Santos, the ring announcer at ringside. We've talked about this a little bit. Melissa Santos was the love interest of Fenix. Fenix and Marty the Moth were engaged in a rivalry that really became quite heated. We've talked about that before, that they had locked up in the Cueto Cup in the quarterfinals as well. So Fenix takes out Marty the Moth with just one of the most beautiful dives you'll see. A springboard, turn around, Orihara moonsault to the floor. It is insane. It's gnarly, but back in the ring, Prince Puma capitalizes, hits a big knee strike, the Galleria, which only gets 2, before finally putting Fenix away with the 630 splash for 3. So, great, because technically Prince Puma did nothing wrong, but, he was going down that dark path with Vampiro at this point. So, it did kind of lead like, okay, he capitalized on some funny business at ringside, didn't really do anything bad himself, but it kind of just adds a little bit into that dark transformation that he was going through. Even though it was a disputed finish, it would have been so much better if they just built into a crazy climax, and it would have hit a lot higher on our list. But as it stands, it's so great, and even the disputed finish works because it adds juice to the Marty the Moth Fenix feud, which is one of my favorite feuds in Lucha Underground history, and ultimately would lead to them having their big blow-off mask versus hair at Ultima Lucha Tres as well. This match is just super fun. I talked about it the other day with Fenix and Mundo. It is a great Fenix showcase. Puma is more than along for the ride here, hitting great stuff himself. It plays beautifully off the original encounter they had, and is a great piece of business in the ultimately great Cueto Cup tournament. Depending on where you live, you might be able to check this match out on the Tubi app, but if not, quick Google search, you're going to be able to find this online one way or another. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube so that you never miss a video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50. Top 50.